Breaking news, fire crews worked overnight after a fire broke out at the CHS Sunflower plant in Grandin.
According to officials, fire crews were dispatched around 11:30 last night to the plant where they spotted massive flames in the top half of a dryer unit.
The Grandin Fire Department was able to put it out with help from crews nearby like Hillsborough, Arcusville, and Hunter. At this time, the full extent of the damage is still under investigation.
The University of North Dakota sending out an emergency message early Sunday morning after they received reports of a man walking around campus with a gun.
Valley News Team's Reed Gregory went to Grand Forks to see what students had to say about that scary situation.
It was near here at the Alpha Tau Omega House on UND's campus where university police say this suspect was seen brandishing a firearm and threatening others. Madeline Archibald is a student at the university and recounts her thoughts receiving the message.
We got this text message from the campus, there was an incident at one of the fraternities and somebody had pulled up a gun.
Campus sending out this emergency message, giving a suspect description and telling students not to approach. For Madeline, she says she acted accordingly.
We were just sitting there, so we got up, locked the doors, locked the windows, closed the blinds. Yeah, it was a little concerning.
University police issuing a statement Sunday afternoon saying during the investigation, UPD recovered a replica pistol, which is most likely what the suspect was brandishing. For Madeline, she believes the campus is still safe.
There's security on campus and they're aware of what's going on, so I think it'll be okay.
Again, that was Reed Gregory reporting in Grand Forks.
We've also reached out to the campus police department for comment. We have not heard back yet.
At least 2 people have died and well over a dozen were injured during Halloween celebrations in Florida. That was early yesterday morning.
Police say the shooting took place around 3 a.m. on East 7th Avenue when a fight broke out between 2 large groups. 2 people were killed, 18 others hospitalized. The extent of their injuries unknown. Authorities
say one person who may have been involved surrendered to police. Now they believe there were at least 2 shooters in that situation.
And authorities in Chicago investigating a shooting that left 15 people wounded yesterday. When officers arrived, they say they reportedly saw a suspect firing shots into a building where a large gathering was taking place.
The suspect attempted to run from that scene but was later arrested. Authorities recovered a gun on that person. At least 15 victims sustained gunshot wounds during that shooting. 13 of them are in good condition at area hospitals. However, 2 of them were taken to the hospital in critical condition.
A tragic update here. 29-year-old Minnesota native and American hockey player Adam Johnson has now died after what many are calling a freak accident during a game in England on Saturday. He was playing for the Nottingham Panthers in a Challenge Cup game against the Sheffield Steelers. That's when he suffered a slashed neck during the second period of the game.
Johnson played college hockey at Minnesota Duluth, helping the Bulldogs reach 2 NCAA tournaments. He scored an overtime game winner in the 2017 tournament, sending Duluth to the Frozen Four by beating out Boston University. UMD Hockey went on social media to honor his life. Matthew Perry died on Saturday of an apparent drowning at his California home. Perry was best known for his role on the hit 90s TV show Friends as the ever sarcastic and beloved character Chandler Bing.
Dana Griffin bringing us reaction and the latest details.
So many people are reacting to the shocking death of Matthew Perry. We've learned through law enforcement that they responded to his Pacific Palisades home in the Los Angeles area around 4:07 Saturday, and they found him allegedly in the water. They responded to a water rescue is the term that they use when it came to that call. They say no one was ever taken to the hospital. An autopsy will be performed, but at this point, law enforcement officials say they do not believe foul play was involved. We have heard from the creators of Friends, Marta Kaufman, David Crane, and executive producer Kevin Bright. They write, quote, "We are shocked and deeply, deeply saddened by our beloved friend Matthew's passing. It still seems impossible. All we can say is that we feel blessed to have had him as part of our lives." They add, "We send all of our love to his family and friends. This truly is the one where our hearts are broken." Overnight, we saw several people showing up to the New York Friends house, leaving candles, flowers, and sending a message of support to Matthew Perry's family. His legacy will live on through laughter as these shows, which can still be streamed now, will continue, and Matthew Perry will be greatly missed.
To our local weather this morning, thankfully the roads are clear right now as we take a live look at the interstate. However, you still see a bit of snow on the grass, and Lisa, more coming.
Yeah, we were starting to get rid of a little bit of that snow in some of those areas that didn't see as much in the southern valley and the east, but we are going to add more to the mix. So it's coming right back. We're looking at some areas where it's quiet, but you see a few places on the radar where we're seeing a few flakes indicated on the radar here this morning. So you might run into a few flurries, but it's more into the afternoon and into the evening that we see our chances for snow return for a lot of places in the valley. So for that morning commute, should be somewhat okay. Probably still some icy, snowy patches in some spots, especially in North Dakota here this morning from the last event, but we're not adding anything to the mix yet. We're at 27 degrees in Fargo. It's 25 in Grand Forks. It's a cooler 18 degrees in Bemidji, but we don't have any places reporting 0 or near 0 degree temperatures like we saw yesterday. And wind is on average out of the southwest right now. What's going to change is we're going to see that wind switch direction, and we're going to see that chance for snow start to take over for today. So here's a look at the bus stop planner. Heading onto the bus, things are going to be fine. We're looking at partly cloudy skies in Fargo, temperatures around the 20s here to start off this morning. But heading home, kids may be stepping out into some snow showers throughout the valley. They'll be scattered, so there'll be some breaks in between, but that snow will be moving through. And there'll be some wind accompanying it this afternoon. It gets stronger into tonight, so that's when we're looking at bigger impacts from the wind. Temperatures right around the freezing mark, so kids may want to have that snow gear with them because of what we'll be seeing this afternoon heading out to school. Here's a look at our snowfall amounts. Most areas seeing a dusting up to about an inch or so of snow, but then there will be some pockets, especially it looks like right now in northwest Minnesota, where we're in that deeper blue color or even purple. We're in that 2 to 4 inch range. That's where the snow will last longer into tonight and perhaps even overnight. So we could end up building a little bit more snow there, but everybody's going to need to be aware that you might be running into some snow on the ground or falling in the next 24 hours. And speaking of the next 24 hours, your Halloween forecast. Morning is going to start a little chillier, and then heading into the afternoon, still a little breezy. The snow showers will have ended, but it's going to be cold. We're talking about temperatures for trick-or-treat time in the 20s after reaching a high of about 30 degrees in Fargo, and there may be a little breeze with a wind chill factor in there as well. So layer up those Halloween costumes for tomorrow, and then we warm back into some upper 30s for the end of the week. That may help to melt some of this fresh coating of snow that we're going to be seeing here today. So ending October on a chilly note, starting off our November on a chilly note as well. In fact, the next 11 days look to be below average.
Okay, great Halloween costume this year, cross-country skier.
Perfect. Love that. Any type of winter
Sure.
Olympics activity out in the snow might be a good idea to wear that kind of outfit.
Okay, yeah, we like it. Thank you, Lisa.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says the conflict in Israel has now entered a second phase after ground troops have entered Gaza.
Netanyahu also warned of a long and difficult war ahead. Bree Jackson has that story.
By air and on the ground, Israel is intensifying its attacks against Hamas.
These are their decisions, these are their operations, but it is certainly the case that we are seeing an expansion of the effort to get after Hamas.
As Israeli military forces increase their presence, talks to free some of the more than 200 hostages held by Hamas have stalled. Hamas is demanding fuel be delivered to Gaza, while Israel refuses to do so.
I believe that there still is an opportunity to get those hostages out, and it is the highest priority the president has.
Some lawmakers raise concerns about the Biden administration's approach, saying the president has failed to call out violations of international law during Israel's siege of Gaza.
I would call him to bring us to a higher place, to let the American people to really call to the American people on a moral issue of this nature.
At the same time, there are growing concerns about the safety of American troops in the region. The Pentagon says Iranian-backed militia groups launched another drone attack, provoking U.S. airstrikes in Syria.
I think President Biden's very focused on not trying to escalate the war. That's a good thing, to not escalate the war into a regional conflict. But the problem is Iran only understands force.
President Biden spoke with Egypt's president over the phone about efforts to prevent escalating conflicts in the Middle East, protecting civilians, and speeding up assistance. In Washington, Bree Jackson, NBC News.
President Biden also spoke with Prime Minister Netanyahu just yesterday by phone.
The White House says the president told him that Israel should conduct its offensive in Gaza in a manner consistent with international humanitarian law, prioritizing the protection of civilians. Well, it is official. Taylor Swift has entered her billionaire era.
Yeah, it's me. I'm the problem. Well, not really. I wish it was.
Yeah.
But Forbes cites Swift's record-breaking Eras tour along with a blockbuster concert film, as well as her music catalog, of course. Now she has an estimated $1.1 billion net worth.
Wow, the pop star re-releasing her re-recorded 1989 album on Friday. And get this, she broke her own single-day streaming record on Spotify.
Well, good for her. She's earned that. The Today Show and CBS Mornings just about to start right here, but the Valley Today rolls on.
Thank you so much for waking up and joining us to get your week started here on the Valley Today. My name is Ashlyn Hill.
And I'm Jordan Schreier. Have a great day. Stay warm.